Welcome back to another episode of Whining About Pest Control. It is our Halloween issue, so we are whining about creepy stuff today. It's a creepy episode. If you're new here, I am your host, Shelby Hartzer of 360 Pest Consulting. It's October, which means the absolute best holidays of the year. We've got Halloween, Day of the Dead, awesome stuff. I get to now whine about some of my favorite creepy pest-related topics. Since we recently did tarantulas, today I am whining about cemeteries and graveyards. And I'm drinking Freak Show Cabernet because, well, it makes a lot of sense. So, cheers. Such a good wine. I've said it before, I'll keep saying it. Pest control is needed everywhere, even those areas that people don't necessarily think of when it comes to our traditional pests. Cemeteries and graveyards are perfect spots for many of our pests. We know that people visit these areas, but also people live and work nearby, and pests don't respect boundaries or walls or fences. For simplicity's sake here, I'm going to use the term graveyard, but graveyard and cemeteries do differ, so go look that up. Rapid fire. Here we go. These are some pests to think about. Small flies. Obviously, there's quite a bit of decomposing happening in graveyards. Forward flies are known to infect decaying material, and they can find it over 6 feet down. They're also a big problem in mausoleums. Large flies. Where there's decaying material, there's large flies. Now, these are going to be more around trash bins, maybe some flowers, more so than the corpses, but, you're going to find them everywhere there. Mosquitoes. Think of all those flower vases and water pooling in low areas, even stones that may have depressions in them. Spiders. Where there's a food source, the insects, there's going to be spiders to take advantage of it. Ticks. This one might not seem as obvious, but longer uncut grasses, that shrubbery, that medium-sized vegetation is perfect for questing ticks. Rodents. Honestly, there's no place that rodents won't be, so of course they're going to be in cemeteries and graveyards. Birds. Depending on your location, there will likely be some nice big trees that the birds are going to roost in. Get that one big flock of starlings, and the amount of bird shit raining out of those trees is definitely going to be a problem. Cockroaches, might as well throw these in too, since they're practically everywhere. Okay, whining about control now. Just like everything, sanitation, right? If it's getting rid of those decaying flowers, cutting the grass, that's pretty easy. The rest of those food sources that the pests are feeding on in the cemetery, well, that's not going anywhere. Inside buildings like mausoleums, fly populations can be significantly reduced with targeted liquid applications, light traps, maybe a little bit of dusting. Adult flies are going to be attracted to light, so if there's lots of windows, those can be targeted, and I really like those fly stickers that you can put in the windows. Those are great. Outside, we're dealing with these pests the same way we're going to deal with them in any outside area, right? For mosquitoes, this is a perfect place for some of those mosquito stations. Just about all of your problems here are going to be the container breeding species, so giving them that attractive place to lay their eggs, kill off some of those larvae, that may pull some of them away from the other standing water sources and reduce the overall population. For birds and rodents, cutting back heavy vegetation is going to go a long way in reducing the attractiveness of graveyards. At the least, making sure the groundskeeping staff can cut back those branches that are over pathways. This is going to reduce the slippery shit that can accumulate below birds. Pathways, at least, remain clear in that case. If rodents become a big problem, there's always traps and bait stations, right? Reducing those rodent populations should also reduce some of those tick populations, so you do double duty there. If you're taking care of those neighboring properties, know that these issues may be creeping in from the cemeteries. Putting control methods in place to intercept them on those bordering sides can kind of hold them at bay, at least somewhat. Exclusion. Really important to just keep them on the outside, keep them where they belong. But it's probably not going to help with all those evil spirits. There's plenty more eerie pest problems to be scared of, and I will continue to whine about them. Until next time, don't bother calling Ghostbusters. Grab a glass, whine to me to help fix those sinister problems. Hit all the buttons down below, share with your favorite ghosts and ghoulies, and cheers to our creepy graveyard pests.